Welcome to Can Angels Fly. I'm Nancy. And today I'm here to talk to you about the Powerball. The Powerball. Like the lottery game, the Powerball of your existence, the Powerball. And I keep saying Powerball because I need you to understand what the statement is. The term is it's Powerball. Uh, it is how you get over. It is what you want. It is what you need. So we're going to talk about that today. And I know you're saying by now, what are you talking about, Nancy? Well, we're going to address this Powerball issue. And the Powerball issue asks a question. And it is, do you know who you are? Again, the question is, the Powerball question is, do you know who you are? Well, we're going to deal with basically a person's first house. And we're going to use the first house in astrology to kind of get to an understanding about who you are, your Powerball. Now, let's see. You know how I like to start? I like to start with the definition. So we're going to define your first house in astrology, what it represents. And what it represents is who you are. It's your identity. It's that which animates you, brings you to life so that you can do what? Move forward. That first house represents your first step moving forward. It is that which motivates you into action. It is that which compels you, again, to move forward. So, again, the Powerball question is, do you know who you are? In this video, we're going to search out if you know who you are. Now, there are other factors that, other than the first house, that determine if you know who you are. And these factors are associated with different astrological aspects. We're going to focus on a couple here, other than your first house. It is also your social influence, the social influences in your life that helps to define who you are. So let's first start with the astrological influences that will be a part of this video. And they have to do with your sun, your moon, and your ascendant. Okay. Now let's first talk about your sun sign. Whatever your sun sign is, it doesn't matter. But what you can do here is, if you know your sun sign, you can think of what that sun sign is a archetype of, what it means, the definition of it, as I break this down. But overall, your sun sign is your soul journey, why you are here. It is your, like that soap opera, guiding light. It is your guiding light that is drawing you to move forward in life. That's what your sun sign is. Let's see. And let me talk a little bit more about your sun sign. Your sun sign, again, is your life journey. Why you're here. It's your guiding light. Why are you here? Because you need to have certain experiences so you can answer certain questions. Again, you need to be here so that you can have certain experiences so you can answer certain questions or rectify any misunderstandings, basically. Now, let's move on and talk about your moon sign. Your moon sign is the influence, your roots, your ancestors' works, your family, and mostly your mother has had on your emotional response to circumstances, situation, and people. Their influence. Whose influence? Your ancestors, their works, that's your roots. Your mother, because that's usually your first nurturer. If you were fortunate enough to be nurtured or not, even if they didn't nurture you, it still influenced you on a deep emotional level. And today, right here, right now, when you are confronted with any circumstance or situation or person, how you respond is dictated by that influence. Okay. Well, let's go on to the next astrological influence in your life, your ascent. Now, as I said with the sun sign, and I should have said with the moon sign, I don't know what your signs are, but you can look it up and see what the characteristics are for your particular sun sign or a moon sign or ascent sign, because that's how you behave. Well, now let's talk about the ascent. Mhm. And your ascent represents the karmic backpack you got on when you pop up in here, when you are born. Your karmic backpack. These in that backpack are the lessons that you need to learn. It says that you need to have this experience so that you can get some questions answered or resolve some issues from past experiences, past lives. And so this is your ascent. This is when you get up, when you first resurrected or born into this world. You bring that backpack with you with all that information. Not only is your ascent that backpack, it is also you moving forward in the world. It is the face or the presentation you give to the world as you do what? As you move forward. Now, I want to go back and add a little something else to that moon, your moon sign and what it means. Your moon sign, remember, is your emotional response to circumstances and situation based on the influence of your roots. This is a place where throughout your life you continue to activate karma in your life. Cause and effect. You felt some type of way, the moon. And because you felt some type of way, you acted on it. And because of your action or what activity you partook in has created a potential outcome, effect. Now, I'm not going to go any further with that. I do have a video out here called Karma, and more karma. You can get on the karmic train by locating that video. So I'm going to continue and talk about other things that have an impact on who you are. Because the question in this video is, do you know who you are? Many of us think we do, but we're going to find out in this video. Anywho, the next influence upon who you are things like social influences. Our social influences, and certain examples of that are the cultural influences. Race can be one, or your religion can be one. That doctrine that is taught by a particular religion or philosophy creates your belief system. Your belief system creates your way of thinking, your way of communicating, and therefore your actions, your thinking, then your actions. And remember, your actions lead to your karma. Video again, karma, and more karma. Okay. Other social influences are geographical, your geographical location, can have an influence on you. Another thing that can have an influence on who you are is your level of education. etc. I just wanted to give you some examples of what has created you. You. Now, I'm not going to dwell on the social influences. I want to just kind of focus on the astrological influences in your life. I want to take it from just being a big old broad subject and of what astrology, and break it down to, again, just your sun sign. Focus on your sun sign. See, when I say astrological, that's a whole lot going on. We are looking at your sun sign. We are looking at your moon sign. We are looking at your ascent. And we are coming from the perspective of the first house. Who are you? Do you know who you are? Well, let's continue. Oh, I know what I almost forgot. There are certain influences that cannot be changed, and there are others that can be changed. They are mutable. So let's now identify what influences cannot be changed. I've identified through what I've shared thus far, there are two influences that cannot be changed. Your race is one, and the other key factor here is your sun. Remember, your sun is your life journey. It is your guiding light. It's that which is motivating. It's your vital life force. Why you are here. Why you've been given this opportunity to move forward. Your guiding light. Your mission. Okay. It can't be changed. It does not change. Now, what can be changed? Everything else has potential to evolve, to change, to transform. It's mutable. As I prepared this presentation, I guess you'll call it, as far as I'm concerned, it's me, just you and me talking. But the English language, this presentation, me and you talking. I identified something strange, really, really strange. And how can I describe this strange thing? Let's think about from this perspective. When you came out of your mother's womb, how, you were innocent. You couldn't, do anything for yourself. You couldn't defend yourself. You couldn't feed yourself. And it took your mother or your family, your roots, to rear you. They were the initial people that either provided you with love and nourishment, or they're the very ones that deprived you of love and nourishment. Either way, this influence is absorbed in you as a child, you know, from the moment you pop out the womb, and you're that little sponge, you don't know. And the next thing is that your family or your mother, they take you to different institutions, major influential institutions, such as church or some type of religious establishment or school. And you are educated, you are indoctrinated into a particular philosophy, a way of understanding this world you are in. And through that indoctrination, you are educated, again, into a belief that then influences the way you think. And once you begin to think a certain way about whatever given subject, then you begin to act out as a result of that upbringing from family, roots, mom, as well as that doctrine. And what I know is notice is when children are children, you children do what children do, you know, and you do as you're taught, you do as you have learned, and you perpetuate that early life lesson. Naturally, you evolve into who the world says you are. You evolve into what the world has said you must think. You have evolved into to emotionally respond or to feel a certain way based on what you've learned. Naturally. Just like a bird or an animal. Just naturally. And what do I mean when I say something has been lost? At a certain age, we have lost something. Man has, woman has, humanity has. What has been lost? Well, let's talk about that time once you are free. 18, I'm free. I can go be grown. I can do my own thing. Pentacle time. This is your time to shine. But many of us do not. Let me tell you or expound upon what I mean. Okay. What I mean is just an example. You turn 18 years old and now you get to leave home. You get to leave the nest. And you go out and you have more life experiences. You are totally free from those influences, right there pressing on you, saying you got to think this, do this, be that. You are free. You are in your own pad. You got your own bird's nest. You are living life free for the first time. And in that life experience, where these pressures are not pushing on you, not physically anyway, not in real time anyway, they are in your psychological state. They are. And they continue to influence you moment after moment, day after day, experience after experience. But you free now. You grown. And now you out having life experiences. Remember, I was saying that many things can change and are mutable. The only thing that does not change is like your race and your life's journey. You have a mission to fulfill, you know. But your moon and your ascent, your geological location can change. Your educational level can change. This is a part of your life experience. And as you move out and you begin to engage others further and further out and seeing the world or experiencing the world at large, many of your earlier superimposed beliefs have or are or will be debunked. All right. I don't know if you noticed that or not. I have. So I thought I'd bring it up. I repeat that many of those earlier year experiences where the doctrine or belief system about anything, your diet, your religion, whatever, were superimposed upon you when you were innocent, when you were a sponge. Once you get out into the world and you start moving out further and further into the world and start meeting more people and having more experiences, you find that much of that stuff is debunked. It lacked truth, or it wasn't complete in its information. Okay. So we're getting to that something is missing. You move further and further out into life, and you might decide to go get higher education. But even if you don't get education, life itself is a school. It is a school. And hold on, let me turn my phone down. I'm slipping. I'm human. All that I do shows that I'm human. It is. I can't remember to turn the phone down because I'm talking to you very important folks about a very important subject. Who are you? So you might, again, decide to go get a higher education, more education. You might explore the world internationally, reaching out to other cultures, other belief systems, other doctrines, comparing and crossing and referencing. Mhm. And, and so what I'm trying to get you, just further your education, whether it really be in an educational field or you are live life, and life as that school, as that teacher. And what you do then is you increase your awareness. You become enlightened to different things and different aspects and different experiences. Some of what you've learned prior is debunked. It wasn't true, or was a half true, or it had no truth in it at all. And so now I'm getting to what has been lost, that it was this natural instinct, like the bird, like when you were a child and you just sit there like a little sponge and you picked everything up and it became you. This natural instinct, to readjust yourself, to reconfigure yourself internally, your moon, your ascent. Now, let me go back and talk about the ascent and it having the capability to be reconfigured. Now, remember your ascent is your karmic backpack. You got to go have these life experiences so you can come to an understanding, get a resolution, make amends, or whatever the case may be, right? Okay. Well, the first thing you come out with as a baby is all you got is what's in the backpack. Your first earlier informative years is when you start developing the rest of what you need to help move you forward so that you can go on this journey. And so all this stuff is imposed and packed upon you. And all you can leave home with is what you've learned, what's been imposed upon you, your truth then. But as you venture out into the world, you gain more awareness and clarity and enlightenment. Things have begun to be debunked. Well, guess what? Your ascent naturally, automatically, we're supposed to be able to. And if it's not happening automatically anymore, like an animal is supposed to, have these instincts, like a motherly instinct. If it's not happening, we have to become conscious that we have to, again, reconfigure and adjust ourselves internally in the spirit. So we're talking about the ascent. I guess before I can talk about the ascent, I need to go and talk about the moon first, because the moon talks about that root influence, the mom, the family, all that stuff, their works, and how it's influenced you and how you respond to any given circumstance, situation, or person. Okay, well, if you were raised to believe that you should respond to any circumstance, situation, or person in a particular way, that's all you know, and that's all you continue to do until you have your life experiences, your travels, your education, just your outreach into the world to see it's just not limited to your little circle. It's a bunch of stuff out here. It's a bunch of stuff. Maybe some things end up being debunked. So now, since your awareness, your enlightenment has brought you to a place of a new understanding, isn't it possible that maybe you need new emotional responses? Because maybe you were responding to something in a manner that was either appropriate or inappropriate based on whatever that thing is, that subject is, that life situation, circumstance, whatever, based on a outdated belief system or doctrine that now has been debunked now that you done got out here and experienced life and life abundantly. So I have to You should. We should learn to reconstruct or reconfigure our emotional responses in a way that is warranted, based on the truth, the facts, the knowledge, the clarity, the enlightenment. It's time to evolve. It's time to grow up, that kind of thing. Okay, now let's go and talk about the ascent. Now that you and I are aware that what we raised to believe or know, come to know as our truth is not the truth, whew, I need to adjust my emotional responses to the situations and circumstances and people I encounter based on an individual experience. Just maybe. And therefore, my assent, my presentation to that other is going to be different, reconfigured, changed, evolved. Now, again, that is something that it seems like as a creature, a being, we have lost our natural instinct to adjust, to reconfigure. We stay locked in a particular doctrine, a belief, a way of understanding, responding, and knowing based on our informative years. Our ancestors, they were growing and they were learning like us. They didn't have all the answers. Check yourself, reconfigure yourself. Now, understand that if you allow yourself throughout your whole entire life to make all your determinations, decisions, actions, viewpoints, etc., 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 based solely on your early upbringing and the influence it has had upon you, you become controlled by another. You become biased in your thoughts, bias in your beliefs, bias in your actions. You don't evolve. You don't evolve. And I go back to our sun. Remember, the sun represents your life journey. You need to be here. And so universe, the all, has granted you this opportunity and has animated your body and give you vital life force energy to move forward so that you can go have the experiences you need to have so that you can come to an understanding, enlightenment, and clarity so that you can resolve some issues or get some answers, And in that, you're supposed to be moving forward, evolving, growing, coming to an understanding, gaining enlightenment, sharing it and teaching it, and so on. This is what they mean by becoming a new creature. This is the evolution of your spirit and your man. I know I get to preaching, y'all. I get passionate. Okay. Well, let me see what else it is that I have not touched on. We talked about being stuck because you are adhering to an outdated state of being and not allowing the information you have obtained. That's where we are now. Not allowing the information that you have obtained in your life experiences out the immediate influence of those pressures by those earlier experiences. You got new information through your life experiences that may have debunked some information that you learned early on. And you're not taking that information and reconfiguring yourself or readjusting yourself to ensure the success of yourself as well as those around you, humanity. Okay. Well, let's say that you do say, all right, I have learned today, I have come to understand that I'm not the same person I was when I came out of the womb. Heck, I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. I have lived life and life abundantly. And I have learned so many different things. And I have changed. I am a new person. I have a new way of thinking. I am a new man. I am a new woman. I am a new person. I am a new creation. I am a leader. That's what it's all about. This is how you come to know thyself. You got to keep reevaluating yourself as you progress through life on that life journey, because what you're doing, you are evolving your man, the physical man, and you are also evolving your spiritual man. And that backpack we started with, that karmic backpack, that evolution that you reach, that you achieve, is added into that backpack for future journeys. But if in this life experience you get stuck in that biased state and you can't get past your earlier upbringing, you are not learning from your life experiences and adjusting yourself or reconstructing yourself in accordance with them, with that newfound information. Your failure to evolve goes into that karmic backpack for future journeys. Thank you for coming to Can Angels Fly. Until next time.